If you've ever sat at the piano, stared at a lead sheet, and felt that sinking feeling of not knowing where to begin, trust me, you are not alone. Maybe you've tried to memorize the changes, nail the voicings, get your left hand and right hand to do something hip, right? But somehow everything just feels stiff, calculated, overthought. That's exactly what this episode is about. Breaking out of that mental gridlock and reconnecting with the music in a real flowing way. Because jazz standards aren't just puzzles to be solved. They're conversations to be had. If this is hitting home for you already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below if you want more clarity like this in your jazz piano journey. Hi, my name is Brendan Lowe, and this is the Jazz Piano School podcast, where we take the confusion out of jazz and give you a clear path to grow with structure and confidence. Why overthinking happens and why it's so common. Let's dive right in. So overthinking usually comes from a good place, right? You want to do it right. You want to sound good. You care. And you've probably consumed a ton of jazz materials, YouTube videos, theory books, courses, maybe even private lessons, right? But what happens is this. All of the information piles up in your head like a traffic jam. And instead of playing music, you're thinking, what scale should I use? Should I comp in thirds or sevenths? Was that a G7 or a G7 flat 9 in bar 6? You freeze. You hesitate. Or you play, but it feels disconnected from anything real. So here's the truth. Mastery doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from simplifying, practicing smart, and listening more than you analyze. And yes, that takes trust. Trust in the process and trust in yourself. Now, I've seen students with incredible knowledge, hundreds of transcribed licks, encyclopedia of chord voicings, still sound unsure and stiff and unmusical. Okay, I see that all the time. Meanwhile, I've seen others with modest theory who sound soulful, present, and expressive. Now, what's the difference? Feel and flow come from freedom, not accumulation. That's very important. I'd write that down. So let's go ahead and explore the 5 mindset shifts that help you stop overthinking and start truly expressing yourself through all jazz standards. Number 1, shift from theory to sound. Theory to sound. One of the biggest breakthroughs I see students make is when they stop trying to play what they know and start trying to play what they hear. Now, that doesn't mean theory goes out the window, right? But it means the hierarchy changes. So instead of theory first, then sound, it becomes sound first, then theory. Theory becomes the assistant, not the boss. Now, if you've ever watched a master player comp or solo effortlessly, it's not because they're running mental theory calculations mid-solo. They've internalized the language. They're improvising based on what they hear, not what they remember from a PDF, right? So here's a very simple drill you can try. Number 1, pick a 4-bar section of a tune that you know really well. Number 2, sing a phrase you wish you could play over those bars. Number 3, then slowly figure out how to play it. Number 4, repeat the process every day with new phrases. Fantastic exercise. You're building an ear-led connection to the keyboard. You're creating a pathway from your intuition to your hands. And over time, this becomes your new normal. Sound leads and theory follows. Point number 2, reduce your options on purpose. I talk about this all the time. Overthinking thrives when too many choices are in front of you. It's like trying to paint with 200 colors when you only need 3 colors to tell your story. If you've ever opened iReal Pro and scrolled through 40 tunes trying to decide what to practice, you've felt this. Decision fatigue is absolutely real. So, reduce your options. Not because you're limiting yourself, but because you're focusing yourself, right? Pick one idea and milk it for all it's worth. One rhythm, one voicing, one shape, one interval, one hand. So you can try these mini experiments. Only play with your left hand for 10 minutes. Only use upbeats for your comping rhythms. Only solo using thirds and sevenths. Try building a solo where every idea answers the last one with a question. Here's one of my favorite exercises I give students, the 1 bar limit. You're only allowed to play 1 bar's worth of music at a time. Then you have to leave a full bar of rest. This literally forces you to think like a conversation and not like a motor mouth, right? You want to leave space, you're trying to have a conversation with someone, and you're not just running your mouth. Suddenly your brain quiets down. You're no longer juggling 12 ideas all at once. You're deepening just one. And that's where musicality truly lives. Number 3, trust the form of the tune. The great thing about jazz standards is that they give you a built-in safety net. The form is repetitive. It's designed for development, not exhaustion. But too many players approach the tune like a sprint. They try to say everything they've ever learned in the very first chorus. Now, that's like telling your entire life story on a first date. Impressive, but very overwhelming. Who would want to hear that, right? Instead, use the form as your guide. The A section is your intro thought. The B section is your new insight. The final A is your return and wrap up. Okay? You're composing a mini narrative within each course. One of the most effective ways to practice this is to repeat your opening idea in each A section, kind of like a theme in a movie. Think of how movie soundtracks use motifs. You hear them reoccur in different emotional contexts throughout the entire movie. You can do the same thing in your solo. Now, even if you mess up or lose your place, trust that the tune will come back around. The cycle resets. You always get another shot. When you internalize this, overthinking fades. Why? Because the stakes feel lower. There's more room to breathe. Moving on. Number 4, practice like a storyteller, not a technician. Now, here's a question that flips the script for many, many students. Did your solo feel like a story or a resume? Right? Most students practice like they're building a jazz resume. Look, I can use altered scales. I know this hit voicing. Here's that lick I just transcribed from Oscar Peterson, right? But nobody wants to hear your resume. They want to feel your story. So here's a challenge. Stop practicing right notes and start practicing right energy, the right phrasing, right tension, right emotion. Here are 3 story-based practice frameworks you can use. Number 1, this is called the Pixar solo. I love this one. Start with once upon a time, simple and clear statement, right? Then add, and then something changes, okay? Include, but, a conflict or a surprise, and then finally finish with, so now, which is the resolution or insight, okay? Here's number 2, the journal entry. And if you don't have a pen and paper, I would totally write this down. This is the journal entry. Before you play, write a 1-sentence emotional state. Example. Today, I feel nostalgic for something I can't quite name. Then what you do is try to express that musically for 1 chorus. Great exercise. I love that one. And number 3, the echo game. This is really, really fun. Play a 2-bar phrase, then echo it again. Then morph it slightly, but keep evolving it until it becomes something new. When you practice like this, you stop thinking in scales and you start thinking in arcs, development. That's what your favorite players are doing, even if you don't realize it. And finally, last but not least, number 5, let listening be your practice. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Listening isn't extra, it's essential. If you're only learning jazz at the keyboard, you're missing 50% of your training. The other half comes through your ears and into your body, right? So make listening sacred. Here's a very powerful listening ritual. Number 1, put on any recording that really moves you and speaks to you. Number 2, listen once just to enjoy. So you just listen through it just to enjoy. Number 3, listen again and hum one line. And number 4, listen a third time while tapping your foot or snapping in 2 and 4. And then number 5, go to the piano and try to play what you remember. That's it. No transcription app, no slow down tool, just your ears and your memory. Now, why is this so powerful? Because you're training the connection between what you hear and what you play. You're skipping theory altogether for a moment and building raw intuition. You can even do this away from the piano, on walks, in the car, while cooking. Jazz isn't just something you do, it's something you live with. All right, so what can you start doing right now? Let's go ahead and bring all of this together. I'm going to give you your game plan for this week, and it's going to be your 7-day overthinking reset plan. Number 1, pick one tune and just stay with it all week. Do not switch. Number 2, each day, sing one 4-bar phrase before you play it. Number 3, choose a different constraint daily. For example, only rootless voicings, or only upbeats, or only call and response. Number 4, record one chorus per day and listen back with storytelling in mind. Number 5, choose one recording to live with all week long, the exact same one every single day. Number 6, practice the echo game with one phrase per session. Number 7, end each practice by free playing with zero agenda. Just explore, have fun, and get into your sound. That's it. It's simple, but I promise you it's extremely powerful. So, here's some final thoughts. You don't need to play faster. And you also don't need to know more or master every tune in the real book. You need to listen deeper, simplify your practice, tell better stories, and trust your instincts. Jazz standards aren't tests. They're invitations. Invitations to slow down, to connect, to feel something. And once you stop overthinking, once you start trusting, you'll discover a truth that's been waiting all along, that you already have enough. You don't need to play like someone else. You need to play like you. So breathe. Play one note, then the next. Just let the music speak. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Want a clear roadmap for your jazz piano progress? Download our free Jazz Piano School flowchart. This will map out all the exact skills and tools you'll need to reach your jazz piano goals. Grab it for free by going to jazzpianoschool.com/flowchart or click the link in the show notes to get it now.